evening. We are going to be continuing the fourth paragraph, the fourth ice in the Rambam in the first Sicha. So the Rebbe is going to be focusing on this that the Rambam writes Afbar Miklat, that even in regards to our Miklat, the cities of refuge that were made for someone to kill someone by accident. The Rambam brings a pasuk of V'im Yachav Hashem Bazikavulcha V'Yisaf L'Chasher L'Ish Arim, that it says in the Torah that Hashem is going to give us, if Hashem is going to widen your land, and it never happened, and the Torah doesn't command something for nothing. So therefore, it's obviously going to happen, and this Rambam brings us a proof for Moshiach. The Rebbe asks two questions, as we'll see in the inside. One question is on the that why does if this is negaya to the if this is going to help us in our belief in the belief of Moshiach, then why does the Rambam not bring this in together with the other first two proofs of V'shav Hashem Elkecha Shavuscha and the whole specifics of that he just brought in from Parshas Balak, and why doesn't the Rambam just add this to those two? So that means there will be three proofs. And if it's in its own halacha like it actually is, then the other two also. First, the Rambam should have brought V'shav Hashem Elkecha Shavuscha. Then the Rambam should have brought the proofs from Parshas Bilam, as he calls it, which is Parshas Balak, of Arenu V'Liat, Asherenu V'Leikarev, Darch Chachav Miyakev, Asherenu V'Leikarev, and all that stuff. All those different proofs. So now we'll do this inside. So the Rebbe continues. In continuation of his proofs, from where does this that the Torah prophesizes on the coming of Moshiach. So the Rambam brings a proof from our Miklat, and he says Af also. Our Miklat, who even in our Miklat regarding the cities of refuge, it says Hashem is going to widen your borders, and he's going to add 3 cities, which are referring to the 6 Miklat that they're already in Eretz Yisrael, and then there's the 3 more that are going to be added, Keni, Kenizi v'Kadmoni, when Moshiach is going to come, and this never happened. We never had the additional 3 cities, but and Hashem doesn't command for nothing. Hashem commanded that we are going to have that we need to make these 3 additional cities of refuge when Moshiach is going to come. Then it obviously is going to happen because Hashem doesn't command for nothing. So now the Rebbe continues on these other 2 questions that the Rebbe asks. It's known that even the separations of the halachas of the Rambam are in great detail, that the way the Rambam set it up, although the Rambam, in the original print of the Rambam set it up in paragraphs, and the halachas were only added later by those who printed the Rambam back when they started the printing press. We need to understand. Lama maybe a Rambam Raya Zuba halacha. But for Niatzma, why does Rambam bring this proof of our Miklat in a different halacha? If the Rambam is trying to bring a proof of belief in Mashiach from the Torah, that it's from that the lack of believing in Mashiach, a person is a kafir. Very kafir b'Torah of Moshe Rabbeinu. Like the Rebbe emphasizes the part of that he's kafir b'Torah. So therefore, the Rambam is bringing the proof from Torah. You have one. The first proof is V'shav Hashem Melkecha Shavuscha. Second proof is from Parshas Bilam, the Nevu of Balak, and the third one is this one is Ari Miklat. So why does the Rambam not put this one, not put Ari Miklat with the other two proofs that he brought before? Ve'im matim shekol raya tiya kusuva b'halacha b'fnei atzma hava leilichtiv gam raya m'parshas Bilam b'halacha b'fnei atzma. And if it was befitting that it should be in its own halacha, the Rambam should have put also Parshas Bilam in its own halacha. Gam also. Lama Medarig Latayin Makar Kosa Befar Beloshin Afbar Miklod who Omer Loy B'Parshas Sheifta Maderach Mashakosa Lifnei Zeh B'Parshas Bilam. Also, the other thing we have to understand is the text of the Rambam, because the lashon of the Rambam is even in Ari Miklot, even in regards to Ari Miklot, the Rambam, the Torah tells us that it's going to happen, meaning that Mashiach is going to come, and we're going to be having these three cities of Canaan, Keniz, V'Kadmoni. Why does the Rambam bring it in a way of Afbar Miklot? Even in Ari Miklot, he says, and the Rambam goes on to quote the whole pasuk. Rather, it should be like he said before. After Parshas, like the Rambam says earlier, after Parshas Bilam. So just like earlier, where the Rambam says after Parshas Bilam, also even in Parshas Bilam, it testifies about Moshiach. So the same thing over here, it should say after Parshas Shoftim. Why do we say over here af ba'arei miklat? And the Rebbe points out in footnote 24 that another thing that we need to clarify is also the fact that from the terminology of Shema Aloshem Bar Miklat Nemar Eini Bar Mikoymai B'Teira Gamim Hayinim Parshas Ari Miklat. Even if it would have said Parshas Ari Miklat in the section of Torah that speaks about Ari Miklat, saying after Ari Miklat doesn't tell me where exactly in Torah it is. And what you want to prove is that the belief in Moshiach is in regards to is coming from the Torah. Right, Hashem, tomorrow we will continue in this note, and maybe we'll have a separate video going into the discussion of our Miklat Lavai, as we'll also have in the second Sicha. The Rebbe is going to go into also the issue of our Miklat, because technically there isn't going to be death when Moshiach is going to come. If there's no Yitzhahara, then no one's going to kill. So why do we need a city of refuge for someone who's going to kill? That has to do with the two time frames, two eras, if you want to say, in the coming of Mashiach, the two tkufas, as we'll have in the third Sicha.